The reason you haven't landed your first client or you're not at the six-figure mark is because you're overthinking. You need to rewire your brain, and while I'm not a massive mindset guy, the difference between the ones that see success and the ones that don't is speed and implementation. Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please join the free Discord group using the link in the description. I think when we all start out, we believe we need to get fancy and have the perfect website, the perfect outreach script, the perfect email campaign, when the reality is we don't. I'll give you a couple of examples. Pavel joined the academy about a month ago now, and within his first 2 weeks, he landed 6 meetings and signed 2 clients, while Isaiah joined the program and within 7 days, he got his first paying client. Is it because they're smarter than everyone else? No, it's because they kept things simple, didn't overcomplicate the process, and focused on speed and implementation rather than perfection. This is the biggest misconception when starting an agency. You don't need a website or a dialed-in script, because who determines what perfect is? It's certainly not you when you're just a beginner. You need to let the market decide that. While you work on making a cool website or perfecting a script, your competition has already sent out hundreds of pieces of outreach and landed a handful of meetings and maybe even a client, all because they just started. The way you truly understand what works and what doesn't is simply by testing things out. When something doesn't work, then great. You can learn from it and you can now know what not to do. I'll use myself as an example. As my YouTube has grown, I'd love to expand the coaching side of the business and agency academy. Coaching is still new to me. It's not something I've done for a very long time. There are many ways I can go about growing, and each one is likely to get me results, but it's like, well, which one's gonna work best? Instead of overthinking it, I'm just gonna try it out and test a bunch of different things, launch different campaigns, and let the marketplace decide. This is by far the biggest thing stopping you from succeeding. At every moment, I want you to ask yourself, will this generate me revenue? This is the question you need to constantly be asking yourself if you catch yourself playing around with the website, maybe trying to decide on what logo is better or which color button should be on the website, or wondering what the best outreach method is, or how do I connect a Facebook pixel to a client's website when you don't even have a client. These questions only slow you down. I hear it all the time. How many cold calls do I need to do? Well, as many as you possibly can each day to set enough meetings to sign clients. Oh, is this script or that script better? If you're asking these questions, that is why you're struggling. Remember, ask yourself at every moment, is this a revenue generating activity? If it is, keep going, and if it's not, stop it. Done is better than perfect. I'd rather you send out 500 messages in a week that don't work, right, than work on the perfect cold email script or cold messaging script for a week, even if you don't get replies. I read a short book recently called A Message to Garcia, and I'd recommend everyone to read it because it's going over this exact thing. It's only like 30 or 40 pages, so it's more of a short story essay. It's based on a true story from the year 1899 when war broke out between the US and Spain. The US president needed to get a message to Cuban revolutionary named Garcia. No one knew where Garcia was or how to reach him, so they sent a young officer called Rowan. Unlike majority of people who would start asking a bunch of questions, Rowan took the initiative and went on his way. He didn't ask where he was last, when did you last communicate with him, or any of that. He just did it. With so much information at our fingertips, I believe this is why we suffer from paralysis analysis now more than ever. I want to read you a paragraph from this story. You, the reader, put this to the test. You're sitting now in your office. 6 clerks are within call. Summon any one of them and make this request. Please look in the encyclopedia and make a brief memorandum for me concerning the life of Corgio. Will the clerk say, yes, sir, and go do the task? On his life, he will not. He will look at you out of a frisky eye and ask more questions. Who is he? Which encyclopedia? Where is the encyclopedia? Why can't Charlie do it? Is there any hurry? Why can't you do it? After you've answered all of the questions and explained how to find the information and why you want it, The clerk will go off and still be confused. This is how most people will act based on the law of averages. You need to be an independent thinker, an action taker, someone who doesn't ask idiotic questions and just takes massive action. No matter what the task is, I'd rather you fail and learn the lesson than try to get something perfect. By doing all these little tweaks and asking these questions, you will genuinely think you're making progress, but you're not. You need to call yourself out on this. Even better, have an accountability partner to call you out on your shit. Whatever you're doing, find a way to do more of it. Don't get comfortable or think it's enough, because it's not. As business owners, there's always something to do. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you do need help to start or scale your agency, then please book in a call using the link below. I'll see you all in the next video.